to 60 wins today. The officials, Bill Jacobson, Jose Carrion, Michael Wallace, and the Mean Green win the opening tap. Glad you could join us here this afternoon as Wichita State comes in at 8-2. The Mean Green, winners of 4 straight, are 6-3. This is their one and only true non-conference road game. The rest have been home or neutral games for the Mean Green. And a three-pointer splashed in by Reuben Jones, averages 9 a game.
Yeah, he's a three-point shooter. You got to get out on him. They didn't shoot the ball from 3 very well in their last ball game against Sam Houston, so that's a good start for the Mean Green.
Jones, the only real starter that's a threat from three-point range, 34.2% from deep. So UNT draws first blood and sets down the partisan Shocker crowd cheering for defense to start the game. Porter, a forced guarded 3, almost banked it in. Udeze working on Usman, and a held ball will go to Wichita State. Usman, the only real length in there for UNT also.
Not much going on that time on the offensive trip for Wichita State. A couple passes around the perimeter, but nothing inside. But a nice offensive board by Udeze, but he got blocked by Usman, so it's going to be a held ball, jump ball, and Shocker ball out of bounds.
Likely to see a lot of possessions go inside 10 on the possession clock. A quick 3 off a pass from Porter to Etienne wouldn't go down. The Mean Green.
Well, he's usually the first option on most of the out-of-bounds plays. Tyson Etienne, that time a little bit off on that long jumper. Wow, tough screen that time by Usman.
And Jones got past everybody and didn't even realize it. Passed it out to the perimeter. It'll stay on the UNT side of the floor. First sub comes in, Tyler Perry. Again, we mentioned him just a second ago. He averages about 28 minutes a game off the bench, 18 threes, 13 points a game. This is not a deep team, and that kind of flies in the face, Bob, of a really good defensive team that keeps the possessions low and keeps the opponent's point total way down.
Yeah, they play about 7 or 8, but they're used to doing that. And if you play 7 or 8 and you're used to it, you get in pretty good shape. So it may not be a factor unless there's foul trouble.
That's another thing that UNT does really well, playing without fouling. Usman dumps in the right-handed hook shot. 8 points and about 5 rebounds for Usman, the 6'10 sophomore from Brooklyn.
Yeah, a young guy, just a sophomore, but he's dropped 30 pounds this year, and he's pretty effective inside, as you saw with that jump hook.
Dexter Dennis with a corner 3, wouldn't go down. North Texas looking to build on a 5-0 early run.
They're very patient on offense. They average 21 seconds per possession on offense. That's 3rd in the country.
Usman scores again. 7-0 North Texas.
Yeah, you got to help the helper. If Mo Udeze has to help on a driver, then somebody needs to crash in and help on his man. That time, no rotation by the Shockers. There's Udeze open inside. Wanted the basketball, but Dennis didn't see him.
It's 2 games in a row that Usman had 13 points. And he already has 4 in this one. 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, that's what they like to do. Establish the inside game and then play inside out. Another forced shot by Wichita State, but this time Craig Porter knocks it down.
And Porter is a true fast pass-first point guard, but he was forced to shoot late in the shot clock there. That's only his 3rd 3 made all year.
That's a good matchup right there. Thomas Bell against Joe Pleasant, a couple of veteran forwards. Bell's going to take a long one and makes it.
Thomas Bell knocks down the second UNT triple. He is 30% from there. So UNT couldn't ask for a much better start here on their first true road game of the year.
Well, there comes the double and the triple team on Udeze. They sent 2 additional defenders to help inside, to help Usman inside on Udeze, and they were in Udeze's face when he spun around.
Checking in for the first time, Aaron Scott. Averages about 4 points and 4 rebounds a game, number 2 in green. McBride, the starter, comes back in for UNT.
Grant McCausland going to his bench early here in this game.
And that's going to go to the deck, and if it's tied up, it'll go to Wichita State.
That time the Mean Green got through the 3/4 court trap, but then mishandled the ball once they got down to the paint. Looks like they're trying to go over the top of the press or go through the press. and try to create some offensive possessions, some quick possessions.
UNT only averages 11 turnovers a game, so a slow, methodical pace deep into the shot clock and very few giveaways for UNT. You got to take it from them. Again, they are in the midst of a 4-game winning streak, and in those 4 games, they've barely given up 50 points per game. Udeze draws a double from the weak side.
Now when that happens, the guy that's open needs to get somewhere where Udeze can see him. There we go.
Like that. Pleasant rejected, and Udeze is going to earn a trip to the line. Might be on Usman coming over from the weak side. We'll wait and see.
Good second effort that time. That's one thing that when you double and triple team on the post, it's hard to get everybody blocked off because you're in a scramble mode now defensively, and that time Udeze didn't get blocked off, got the offensive rebound after the Pleasant block and was fouled.
Probably went the way UNT wanted it to because Aaron Scott picked up the foul, not Usman. Morris Udeze, about a 70% foul shooter so far this year. Monzie Jackson checks in for Wichita State. Pleasant goes out for the first sub for Isaac Brown.
Yeah, Udeze goes to the line a lot. He's raised his free throw percentage every year as he's been here at Wichita State, up to 70% now. That's important because the bigs get to the line a lot, especially a guy like him that is very aggressive with his offensive moves.
Wichita State turning up the pressure full court. And near turnover, but Scott ran down the errant pass. That running hook shot goes in for Tyler Perry. He's instant offense. 12.8 points a game off the bench.
Yeah, the JC transfer from Coffeyville Community College shows he's got some offensive game right there.
Udeze working on Usman, had it stripped by Scott.
Yeah, he wanted a foul, looked at the referee, but no call by Michael Wallace underneath.
Jones for 3. And it's going to be a push out.
And Mike Kennedy and Dave Dahl said that's the loudest they've ever heard this arena in their 40-plus years of broadcasting.
Shockers off to a slow start. Mean Green couldn't ask for much better. 5 out of 7 from the floor. Wichita State 1 out of 5. Monzie Jackson remains the only sub in there for Wichita State. The starters stay in, and Craig Porter Jr. may be asked to score more today. If that's a harbinger of things to come, it might be a big day for Craig Porter, who's already got 5.
Yeah, Porter likes to play in around the basket, very comfortable in there. And that time he took McBride down and just went right over the top of him.
Porter only averages 3.5 points per game, but he has 5 of the Shockers' 6.
So far, it's been a steady diet of Usman inside. That time, the Shockers deflect the shot. It looks like it's going to be a foul on North Texas.
Thomas Bell, I think, is going to pick up the loose ball foul after Udeze had to recover, wall up, and then try to grab a rebound, and he boxed out Bell well enough to draw a foul.
Well, before those last 2 shots, North Texas was 5 for 7, so now they're 5 for 8, and Wichita is 2 out of 6 from the field.
Ricky Council checks in for the Shockers. Perry, the only sub in there for the Mean Green.
Little nuisance press by North Texas that time. Try to take a little time off the shot clock.
So Scott with 2 quick fouls, and now Bell, their leading scorer and rebounder, with 1, and it's the Craig Porter show here so far.
Yeah.
He's got 7.
They ran an ISO play the last time down. They ran the same thing again, Shane. A little ISO play for Craig Porter down on the left block.
So Craig Porter Jr. not asked to score much. 11 in a previous game against Arizona, his season high. Usman scores again. He's got 6.
Yeah, nice drive and dish by J.J. Murray. A poor closeout by Wichita State. Murray got into the paint and dropped it off to the big guy.
Council quickly covered up by Reuben Jones. Takes him to the hole. And to avoid traveling, a 2-handed scoop reverse.
Well, he was going to go up on the near side, Shane, but it was going to get blocked by Usman. So he brought the ball all the way down below his waist and then back up and made it before hitting the ground. What an athletic play by Ricky Council.
Well, and you said it. That's Ricky Council's game. He just oozes athleticism and somehow put the ball in the hoop.
Well, he's been giving the Shockers some offense off the bench the last few games.
Jones with a risky pass across the front to Tyler Perry. Perry around Porter. Porter and Udeze at least altered, if not blocked, the shot out of bounds with 1 on the shot clock. Quay Grant's going to come in for Wichita State. So is Kenny Poto. So is Mardrez McBride for UNT. 1 to shoot.
Well, Perry's a tough guy to guard. He shoots 45% from the three-point stripe, but he also, as you've noticed, can drive to the basket. So you got to play him to shoot the long one. You got to also play him to drive.
UNT looking for something cutting to the basket. Couldn't get it. And a rejection turns into a shot clock violation. Monzie Jackson knew that was coming.
Yeah, the Shocker fans love defense, and they love Monzie Jackson when he comes in the ball game. And you'll see it here in the replay. Got to take a quick shot, and Monzie was right there to swat it.
So Grant in for Porter. Etienne, a hair trigger 3, got crowded, no call. Jackson, the offensive rebound. Kenny Poto, a little hook. And Wichita State's within 2, and a timeout. UNT, or actually maybe a timeout, but a flop warning as well. But it's all Wichita State right now.
Boy, and Grant McCausland is just lighting up his players over there in his huddle for not boxing off on the defensive boards. He's pretty upset that the Shockers are getting these second and third attempts. That time it was Monzie Jackson keeping the ball alive on the Etienne miss. Tipped it over to Poto, who put it in.
Suddenly Wichita State, Bob, 4 out of their last 5 from the floor. So they're heating up.
Yeah, and it's gone a couple of post-ups by Craig Porter and now an offensive putback.
So Kenny Poto, off of his career game of 14 points and 8 rebounds, immediately gets started here this afternoon.
Yeah, he had a real good one against Alcorn State. Did a little bit of everything in that game. Look out. 3
splashed in by Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he's been driving to the basket. Now he swishes a long one.
UNT just 31.4 from three-point range on the season. 3 out of 6 so far in the early going.
You can see why Coffeyville won the national championship last year. He was the MVP of that tournament.
Monzie Jackson pulled the string on the little floater, left it short. UNT with a rebound. Shockers have never led here this afternoon.
They jumped all over Sam Houston State in their last ball game. Got up 26-3.
Poto, maybe a partial rejection.
Look out.
Dangerous pass. Monzie Jackson with a one-handed catch and a three-pointer. Why not?
Well, sometimes, but 5 of their last 7 shots the Shockers have made. Quay Grant in the ball game now for the Shockers at point guard.
All subs except for Dexter Dennis. Matter of fact, for Wichita State, 4 out of 5 on the floor. North Texas will rarely go with more than 1 sub on its starting 5. Council the tippy-toe rebound.
Thomas Bell with a long one that time. The lefty couldn't get it down.
Bell leading the team in scoring, rebounding, also a 72% foul shooter. Shockers have not led here this afternoon. UNT got out 7-0. 8 to shoot for Monzie Jackson. He needs some help. Council, a buzzer-beating 3, hit the rim, but that was it. So a good defensive possession for the Mean Green.
Shockers looked a little disjointed that time down on the offensive end. Didn't look like they knew what they wanted to do. Got the ball down to Poto on the left block, but didn't want to go one-on-one there.
Drive and kick. Bell, a rainbow 3. That's short. Council and Jackson fight for the rebound for Wichita State. 1 and done for UNT.
That's one of the guys they want shooting the threes. There's a nice drive and dish. Oh, he missed it, but got it and put it back in. Good second effort by Kenny Poto, the freshman from Sweden.
Poto averaging about 7 a game. He's got 4 off the bench here in the first half. And for the first time since 0-0, we're tied. Deflection, but no, I thought it was deflected by Ricky Council, but a bad pass. And now maybe Bill Jacobson will overrule Michael Wallace, and he will.
Yeah, they've changed it, and they're going to send it Mean Green's way.
Could be that Michael Wallace just signaled the wrong way. But Council did get a fingertip on it. Joe Pleasant will come back in. Midway through the first half.
A little clear out for Bell, going at the freshman.
Left it short. But Thomas Bell now 1 out of 5 from the floor. Wichita State with a chance to take its first lead. UNT has made just one of their last 7. Hook shot left short. Deflection favors UNT. Jones in a hurry, reverses it up and in.
Yeah, nice job going up and under that time by Reuben Jones, the 6'5 sophomore.
Reuben Jones with 9 points in his last outing against Sam Houston State, a 10-point UNT win. Poto off the double team, left it short. Rebound pulled down by Tyler Perry.
Looked like Pleasant almost got that offensive rebound, but not quite.
Jones fouled by Dexter Dennis. Just a shade under 9 minutes to play in the first half.
I think they gave it to Pleasant, Shane. I think he got him first and Dexter got him second.
That'll be Pleasant's first and the first team foul of half by Wichita State.
Udeze back in. Kenny Poto gets a nice round of applause from the Shocker faithful.
Tyler Perry to inbound. He hasn't started yet this year, but averages 28 minutes and nearly 13 points a game.
Yeah, super sub for them.
Usman back in there, checked by Council. Now Council has to go running out, and a little too late as McBride knocks down UNT's 4th three of the half.
Yeah, they were only 5 for 23 against Sam Houston State, and I think McBride hit 4 of them in that ball game, but they're shooting those threes better today.
So boy. UNT survived a little mini Shocker run that tied the game, and now the 5 points in a row.
Big old Mo Udeze wasn't going to be denied that time. He got that ball and just turned and went right at Usman, and I think Usman caught one in the chin.
Well, he's going to get his foul, his first personal foul for his trouble. And checking in with 2 fouls is Aaron Scott.
They're going back in there to Udeze again.
Left it short. Udeze shooting around 57% from the floor. That was just his first field goal attempt today. And kept it out of his hands.
He gets about 15.7 boards every game. He's been really reliable for Wichita State.
A deflection landed in the lap of Usman, and that's going to turn into an angle 3. It wouldn't go for Aaron Scott. Missed too long. Wichita State dodged a bit of a bullet there. Dexter Dennis 0 for 1. Udeze 0 for 1. Tyson Etienne on the bench for Wichita State. Council has set shot 3. He wouldn't go. Shockers have been stuck on 17 for about 2.5 minutes now.
Yeah, it was a good drive down the baseline by Quay Grant that time and dialed up Ricky Council for a wide open corner 3, but just bounced off.
Etienne and Porter will check in at the next dead ball as we approach 7 minutes.
Shockers just 2 out of 9 from 3-point.
Biggest lead for UNT has been 8. That was quite early.
Well, they were getting a lot of shots inside, but they haven't got very many in the last 5-6 minutes. They've been relying on the 3-point shot.
Udeze couldn't get a call and couldn't put it up with enough finesse. So UNT back down the other way.
Yeah, it was a good quick move by Udeze, but just too hard off the backboard. He needs to slow down. He's a little better when he slows down a little bit. He gets in a hurry sometimes.
Usman backing him in. Although Usman is only a 52% foul shooter, so once we get there, maybe Wichita State would like that.
They're going back there again, but tried that jump hook, couldn't get it down.
Usman now 3 out of 5 from the floor. He had a couple of quick baskets to start the game as part of a 7-0 run.
Yeah, he's missed his last couple. Udeze is yet to make one. He's 0 for 2.
Porter had a flurry of points to start. Now Udeze finally got a clean look and stuffs it in.
He's going to make that one. That was a really nice pass by Craig Porter. An ill-advised double team by Usman over double teaming Porter and leaving his man, Mo Udeze, wide open.
Porter with 13 points and 1 turnover in his last 2 games before this one. And now an offensive foul as Joe Pleasant cut off the driver.
Yeah, that's another turnover for the Mean Green. 2 apiece now in the turnovers. Watch this pass by Craig Porter. Nice vision and a beautiful bounce pass to the big man for the dunk. That's a high percentage shot. I could have missed that one.
56.6 on the season coming in.
Porter does a good job of setting his teammates up. He's got, in the last 2 games, 13 assists, 7 in one, 6 in the other, and only 1 turnover in the last 2 games for Craig Porter.
Etienne for 3, that's good. And so now Wichita State maybe finding the range offensively with Scott and Bell for UNT on the bench with 2 fouls apiece.
That's the guy the Shockers need to get going. He was just 1 out of 6 in the last ball game. Did a lot of good passing in the last ball game, but couldn't get his 3 going down. But so it's good to see Etienne knock one down. But it looks like Tyson is going to pick up a foul trying to guard the JUCO transfer.
Tyler Perry doesn't miss free throws very often. He is 91% as Etienne was a half step slow picking up the foul. So the Shockers went climbing back into the game from the get-go to tie the game up at 17 and now even it up at 22. Perry gives UNT the lead back again. Tyler Perry's got 6.
Yeah, he was the MVP of the Junior College National Tournament last year as Coffeyville won the championship, and he's had some pretty good games against good teams. Had 23 points against Kansas, had 14 points against Miami, hitting 4 threes in that game.
Well, Perry, for those of a certain age, kind of like Vinnie Johnson, when he comes into the game, he heats up quick. Instant offense.
Yeah, they called Vinny the microwave.
Microwave, that's right. So UNT back up by 2 in the first half that the Shockers have never led.
Yeah, first look at UT's zone, UNT zone. Little 2-3. Kind of a standard zone. Now they look like they're switching back to man-to-man.
And Udeze dumps one in with a left hand, so now he's got 5, and we're tied back up again at 24.
I thought I saw them do that on video. I watched a couple of their games on video this week, and they stand in a 2-3 zone, and then when you get late in the shot clock, they all match up and go man-to-man.
So 17, 22, and 24, the score when we've been tied since the opening tip. Boy, that was a dangerous, dangerous desperation pass. It found its intended target. Udeze walls off Jones, and it leads to a turnover.
Oh, no.
And a turnover right back as Perry back the other way and rejected by Dennis.
Yeah, he was timing that one, Dexter was. He wanted to go up and get that block, and he sure did. What a beautiful block by Dexter Dennis.
Dennis with a chase down block gives Wichita State 5 in their first half.
That was one of those wow plays. Everybody in the stands are standing up now just with their mouths open.
Porter with a rare turnover, but steals it back. And Udeze will go to the free throw line with a chance.
Some pretty big ball games this season. Got 13 in the second half against Missouri. Got 23 in the second half against UNLV and 24 in the second half against Arizona. So he has lit some people up in the second half.
Free throws have been few and far between here. By the way, that was Wichita State's first lead. Shockers are now 2 of 3. Udeze has all of theirs. Tyler Perry's 2 of 2.
Oh, look out, Monzi.
Monzi Jackson took a spill trying to keep a potential miss alive. He apparently is no worse for the wear. Morris Udeze has 7 points.
Thomas Bell out of East St. Louis, Illinois, trying to block him off, and Monzi out of Georgia said, I'm not going to be denied.
All for naught. Ball settled through the hoop.
Yeah. Look out. Don't want to leave your feet out there, Monzi.
Here comes Dexter Dennis on a run out.
Highlight.
Wichita State leads by 4 as Dexter Dennis has his first field goal of the first half. Shockers have hit their last 3.
Dexter's been a steal machine here the last couple of minutes.
2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 rebounds, 2 points. Dexter Dennis. Now Perry would be best served to call a timeout, but he was tied up first. So maybe Grant McCausland knew that and didn't call the timeout, knew that they'd have the possession anyway and keep the timeout for later on.
Talk about some tenacious defense.
Well, I guess.
The Shockers are getting it after it on the defensive end. Mean Green down to just 41% from the field, so they're shooting a low percentage the last 5-6 minutes.
Now we're getting an idea of why these two teams are the most defensive in the country.
Yeah, you said first one to 60 wins. You might be pretty close to that prediction, Shane.
Even though both teams have shot it respectfully from the floor, the possessions have been low, not many turnovers. It's been a grinded out possession most of the time down the floor for both teams.
Boy, this guy's hard to stay in front of. Craig Porter doing his best.
2 to shoot. Bell got a step and couldn't hit. Dennis saves. And Monzie Jackson got his paw in there to knock it away from Tyler Perry.
I'll tell you what, everything's contested in this game. Every shot, every pass, even every loose ball. You got to go fight for it.
UNT now 2 of their last 11. Shockers are 4 of their last 4.
And this will get the Shockers ready for Houston, Cincinnati. That's the way those guys play.
Jackson for 3.
Oh,
Jackson
my.
for 3. Or Craig Porter, I should say. I'm sorry.
Talk about a soft touch. That thing hung on the rim for, I don't know, 7 or 8 seconds, I think.
It took a tour of the rim and half of the backboard. Craig Porter now with 10 points. This is a 9-0 Shocker run over the last 2.5 minutes.
It's been kind of a blitzkrieg by the Shockers. Defensively, offensively, really got the Mean Green sped up.
Perry hits a 3, and boy, UNT needed that one. Tyler Perry's second triple.
Yeah, that's the guy that they bring off the bench that gives them offense.
He's got 10.
As you said, they needed a bucket right there. Kind of quiet this crowd down a little.
His 10 is matched Porter's 10.
Porter really wanted to get it inside to Udeze, but the Mean Green was not going to let it happen.
And was he in the restricted area?
Yeah, I think he was. I think Jose Carrion, the official, is pointing to that restricted area, indicating that the defender was not outside of it, so it's going to be 2 for Dexter Dennis.
And if that's the case, we want to maybe make a leap, credit Dexter Dennis for knowing that, because he took off from quite a ways out, perhaps knowing that Perry had his heels below the semicircle.
Well, one way or another, he was going to get to the basket.
That's right.
I think Dexter's feeling it right now.
Shockers up by 5.
He had 11 points, 5 rebounds against Alcorn State. Hit 5 out of 8 shots in that game and had 10 points, 5 rebounds against Norfolk. So he's had a couple of good offensive outings the last 2 ball games.
Dennis with 3 points. He splits a pair from the line. It's only the second Shocker miss from the stripe. UNT, after that Tyler Perry basket, they were only 2 of their previous 11. See if they can back it up with a good offensive possession. Inside a minute now.
Was a good matchup. Thomas Bell and Monzie Jackson. There he is, Tyson.
Found Monzie Jackson. Lost it initially. Couldn't finish. Udeze. Monzie Jackson. Boy, they're letting him play. And finally a whistle and a foul. Monzie Jackson was this close from a run-out layup, but he, Morris Udeze, and others stayed after it on the offensive end.
Yeah, and credit North Texas for not quitting on the play. Tyson made a great steal to start the whole play down on the defensive end. Made a really nice pass to Monzie. Looked like he was going to get it in the basket, but with 3 attempts and 3 offensive boards and finally a foul.
1-1 for Udeze. Usman's second personal.
We just talked about everything being contested in this ball game, and you saw a really good example of that last time down. Every shot, every rebound contested.
So the final 20 minutes and 44 seconds might test UNT's depth for the first time this season. 3 players have 2 fouls for a team that barely plays 7 total. We'll see what happens in the second half. Udeze with 8 points, now make it 9 for Wichita State.
Udeze is going to get a rest as Kenny Poto checks back in, and it looks like Ricky Council is going to sub in and come in for Monzie, who made a lot happen in his time on the floor. Shocker crowd gives those two guys a nice hand as they exit. Dexter's trying to get everybody in the right defense. He's trying to get the matchups right. He says, no, I want to take 15. Point guard, Reuben Jones.
Yeah, Dennis wants Reuben Jones.
Puts Ricky Council on Murray.
Now Etienne on McBride. And a pushing foul, but Wichita State actually has a few to give, and that was on the floor.
Yeah, Dexter Dennis, if you see the replay, he has his forearm on his back, and that's where he picked up the foul on the drive. He kind of pushed Reuben Jones. Watch him get his arm right on his back there, and picked up the foul, trying to cover Reuben Jones.
So now the Mean Green can hold it for the final one if they want to, because the shot clock just got turned off, and they will.
That's a pretty good matchup here.
Quay Grant
Jones
sniffed that one out. He almost stole it away from Reuben Jones after he picked up his dribble.
They're going to their one-on-one specialist, Tyler Perry.
Good defensive individual. It looks like UNT is going to do the same. So starting 5 for both here in the second 20 minutes.
Yeah, they got 6'5" Reuben Jones guarding Tyson Etienne. Got a taller player on Tyson.
Etienne just 3 first-half points on 3 shots.
Nice screen by Etienne. Got Dexter Dennis the ball down the block.
And Etienne got the pass back for his second 3. A great start to the second half for Wichita State.
Yeah, Dexter kind of mishandled his pass, and so by the time he was ready to shoot it, he had a double team on him, but he recognized it and kicked out to Tyson on the perimeter for the open 3.
Usman got a rifle pass, and we'll go to the free throw line. Udeze can't believe it.
Desi says he got ball.
Gets his second foul.
Michael Wallace, the referee, said, no, you got the arm.
Take another look.
Here. Here's Kuzman going up. Yeah, hard to tell on that replay.
A high 5 at the very least. Usman, again, 52% foul shooter. So we'll see how this personal from Udeze works out. Usman got on the board very quickly in the first half. Got the first 4 points of the game, if I recall. Now has 7.
Yeah, they went into him a lot, especially early.
Hits both.
Boy, looked good from the free throw line. He was only 52% for the season, 13 of 25, but you wouldn't know it from those two. Little 3/4 court pressure that time by North Texas. Try to whittle a little time off the shot clock. Help their half-court defense a little bit.
Ill-advised pass by Udeze down to Pleasant.
Yeah, they ran a screen. The screener play to get Etienne a shot at the top, but Udeze thought he had Pleasant open on the slip to the basket, but the pass wasn't high enough.
McBride across the front to Bell. Usman working on Udeze.
Yeah,
10 to shoot.
They're going inside. They're playing inside out. There's a double team by the Shockers.
McBride covered up. Bell challenged. Wouldn't go. Wichita State recovered nicely.
Boy, good team defense that time by Wichita State. Double team in the post, and then when the ball got kicked out and reversed, they did a great job of recovering and covering up all the shooters.
And everybody touched it for UNT on that possession, but couldn't get one they really liked. Porter to Udeze. He banks it in.
Yeah, I tell you what, Craig Porter does a really nice job of driving under control. And when he feels that double team or that help, then he gets that ball to the open man. That time it was Mo Udeze.
Second assist. So he's got a run going of 15 assists and 1 turnover over the last 2.5 games.
Yeah, he's really been doing a great job. Oh, there's a push off that
McBride got a little
McBride
room.
got away with.
5 to shoot. Set shot 3 is good. J.J. Murray's first basket of the game. And UNT now with 6 threes made.
Yeah, he's a three-point shooter, but been struggling so far this season. Just 19% so far, but he knocked that one down.
And it was last touch by Mean Green players. Dexter Dennis goes bowling into a couple of cheerleaders.
Boy, he's been all over the court, hasn't he, Shane?
Yes. Jones will go out for UNT. Stumbling through the screen was Tyler Perry. Don't expect Tyler Perry to go out of the game much, if at all, in the second half. He got his 2 minutes of rest.
Well, now they've got J.J. Murray on Tyson. He's kind of their defensive specialist, Murray is. He's their Dexter Dennis.
Porter left it short. Good defensive possession by UNT.
They had a taller player on Etienne, but now they got Murray on him.
Both teams shooting quite a bit better from three than their season average would indicate.
Been kind of a slow whistle inside, so a lot of contact, a lot of bumping, pushing, and that affects the shots. That may be one reason that the guys are having trouble scoring in and around the basket, because the referees are letting them play in there.
Dennis got bailed out. Porter was out there to give him some help. Etienne's three is off the heel, no good. He's 2 out of 6 from deep.
Got a pretty good look that time, pretty clear look. He makes a lot of those.
The Shocker lead is where it was at halftime, 7.
Trying to get Tyler Perry a screen out front to give him a lane to the basket.
Bell's three is short. He's 1 for 9 from the floor. Their leading scorer, Bell, only has 3 points.
One reason he's had Joe Pleasant on him and Dexter Dennis on him at times.
10 to shoot, no call after a mini collision. Dennis ducks around his defender, left it short. Rebound on a bounce by Thomas Bell. Bell with a huge step through, rejected by Porter.
Yeah, who
and
wanted
Porter's
it?
down.
Uh-oh.
Porter's down, grabbing his right ankle. Shockers playing 5-on-4, or 4-on-5, I should say. And Etienne throws it away.
Well, they should call a timeout because Shockers.
Nobody sees it. Officials don't see it.
Shockers had the ball and they have a hurt player.
And a three is knocked down by Porter with 10 points, 2 assists in that blocked shot. Yeah, the boos you heard were for the officials for not stopping play when Wichita State had the ball.
Yeah, Wichita State had the ball, so no reason why they wouldn't stop the play to tend to the injured player. I guess they just didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw it. Udeze has stepped through a double team and a travel called by Jose Carrion, and that won't make them any more popular here this afternoon.
Well, they're double teaming Udeze even 18 feet out away from the basket, so he's going to have to start recognizing that double team and getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker.
Yeah, UNT wants to make Udeze make quick decisions. He's turned it over 4 times here today, and there's a foul on Quay Grant. And that one courtesy of Bill Jacobson. So Grant's first personal. That's one good thing about that first half, one of many for Wichita State. Not many personals. Only 6 altogether, even with those 2 in this half. So no one player in any big trouble foul-wise as the Shockers hang on to a 4-point lead. And there's another foul. Boy, this last 45 seconds or so between injury and fouls really gone UNT's way.
I guess they don't like getting booed.
3 fouls, yeah.
It's been a travel on Udeze and 2 quick fouls on the Shockers in the last 30 seconds.
Etienne picked that one up, so now he's got 2. And Bell around Udeze.
That was a pretty nifty play that time by Thomas Bell, the veteran. He's been with UNT his 3rd year now playing for them out of East St. Louis, Cahokia High School.
That's only 6 2-point baskets for UNT tonight. 7 threes and 4 free throws. And the Shockers are wobbling right now.
Well, they're going to have to lean on Quay Grant at point guard with Craig Porter out with the ankle injury. So Quay Grant's going to have to settle down and run the club as the Shockers bring in a couple of subs. Udeze, Dexter Dennis going to the bench, Poto and Ricky Council coming in.
So this is an 8-0 North Texas run. Shockers have missed their last 4 shots and had 3 turnovers in that span too.
They're going to go to their three-quarter court trap. They've had good success with it, especially with this unit in the game.
Bell, a skip pass, a leaping grab by Murray. Back to Bell, working on Poto. And a travel by Tyler Perry and a Bronx cheer by the Shocker fans.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was going to get called. It looked like he shuffled his feet, but Bill Jacobson was right on top of it. Shockers need a bucket. They haven't scored in a while.
4 minutes and 30 seconds to be precise, their last point. And a lazy pass is stolen by Murray, and Murray can't finish as Council pulls down the rebound. His momentum was carrying him out of bounds, and Poto bailed him out. Boy, this is a ragged last couple of minutes for Wichita State.
Yeah, since Craig Porter has gone out, the offense has looked very shaky.
Grant had to pick up his dribble.
The pressure has been dialed up by the Mean Green.
And under 12 can't come quick enough. Jackson for three, well short. Poto kept it alive but couldn't control. And a step through and a lay-in by J.J. Murray, and UNT is tied the game.
Have 5 turnovers here in the second half.
Built up just enough equity after that Etienne three-pointer coming out of the halftime break. But that has all been eliminated, and North Texas has a chance to take the lead after Wichita State is all kind of frazzled right now.
Shockers couldn't even get the ball inbounds against the press, so.
An over 5 minute scoring drought for Wichita State, which has plagued this team all in the early preseason or pre-conference season. Back cut, and Bell couldn't cash it in.
Everything but the finish.
Wow.
They made a nice cut, a nice pass, but Thomas Bell a little hard off the glass, couldn't finish the lay-in.
Bell's only 2 out of 12 from the floor. Normally shoots 48%. Boy, Wichita State just getting a shot up toward the rim would be a victory right now.
Well, I can see Isaac Brown over there motioning past the ball, get the ball moving. Too much dribbling by the Shockers going one-on-one, and that didn't work against K-State, and it's not going to work against North Texas here today.
Assists were the order of the day for the Norfolk State game and the most previous game with Alcorn State, but not so much here today. Jackson had it stripped. Another turnover for Wichita State.
Pretty good drive and dish by Quay Grant that time. Got it to Mozzie Jackson in the short corner.
Nifty ball movement and a corner three by Perry wouldn't go down. Mozzie Jackson is
half here. They're dominating defensively, holding the Shockers to 2 for 8 shooting. And the Shockers have 6 turnovers in the second half. Mean Green only 1 turnover this second half.
Craig Porter Jr. was on the bike a minute ago. Sprained ankle, questionable to return, the official designation. Wichita State is imploding here in the last about 7.5 minutes. They've turned it over 7 times and haven't scored in 6.5 of those 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, they had Dexter Dennis open on a basket cut that time from the corner, but Ricky Council just a little too wide on the pass.
Shockers only had 3 turnovers in the first half. They have 7 in the first 8+ minutes here in this half.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of taking care of the basketball in the first half.
Bell working on Poto.
Poto's doing a good job of guarding the upperclassmen. They've been isolating Bell on Poto, but he can't seem to get free.
Jones had to hurry. Over Etienne, wouldn't go. Bell finds Scott. Fresh 20 for UNT. Bell, a left-handed 3, and that's good.
Yeah, the second chance. Shockers didn't protect the defensive board that time. It was kind of a tough rebound. It bounced out over the blockouts, but Mean Green took advantage of it.
13-0 UNT run. That was only their second offensive rebound of the entire day. They had 1 in each half, but that one led to a 3. And the run is now 15-2 over the last 8:38.
Yeah, those sting when you get a stop and you don't protect the boards and don't finish the possession. And the team knocks down a 3 on you. It really stings.
Now, Wichita State, we mentioned this long drought. They've had games where they've had long scoring droughts and lived to tell about it. Oklahoma State game, Missouri game. There were a few where the Shockers couldn't buy a point but ended up winning the game anyway. Etienne couldn't knock it down, and now you would think that every shot after this, unless it's a dunk, is going to be an ultra pressure cooker type of shot for a Shocker the next time they hoist one up.
Yeah, well, the Mean Green are doing a good job of attacking the basket.
What a catch by Scott.
That
wow.
time I think they're going to get Dexter Dennis with the foul. Yeah, that was a bullet pass that time to the youngster, Aaron Scott, the freshman.
Aaron Scott, 4 points and 4 rebounds.
Thomas Bell just rifled that down to Scott. Like you said, that was a good catch by the true freshman.
Scott, no points, 1 rebound, 3 fouls in 9 minutes so far. Scott on the season, 9 for 12 at the line before that miss. Poto out, Udeze in. Wichita State just trying to survive this scoring drought.
Yeah, Poto did a good job defensively in there, but they're bringing Mo Udeze back in. Isaac Brown wants some offense, and Udeze's been a real reliable scorer for him inside.
Scott makes 1. The lead is 4. Usman back in. McBride back in for UNT. This is a 14-0 run, and the Shocker scoring drought is approaching 8 minutes. This was a 10-point Shocker lead. The first possession into the second half. Etienne with only 6 points. Left it short. Somehow got his own rebound around Usman. Got grabbed, I think, by Murray. That'll be the 3rd foul of the half on UNT. That will be on J.J. Murray.
Nice little sidestep that time by Tyson Etienne to avoid the charge. He wanted the foul, thought he got hacked a couple of times, but he retained the ball. A bounce off the defender that time by Quay Grant, trying to get an easy one.
During this 4-game winning streak, UNT holding opponents to right around 50 points per. Now we're seeing why. Dennis 3-pointer off the heel. Council tried to keep it alive. The drought continues for the Shockers, and UNT has a chance to extend its 4-point lead.
Well, Shockers got a real good look that time by one of their best shooters, Dexter Dennis, but no such luck. Really struggling on the offensive end. And now watch UNT. They'll grind it. They'll take plenty of time each time down. When they get a lead, they like to take their time on offense and really make you play some defense.
Murray, a long 2, wouldn't go. See if the Shockers can get a run out. Quay Murray had it knocked away by Jones. Bell with a Euro step lays it in.
Yeah, they thought they had Quay Grant on a run out, but good job by Murray jumping in front of him and deflecting the basketball.
And Craig Porter Jr. is going to check back in for Wichita State. Still plenty of time left to go in this game, but boy, Wichita State has gone ice cold, not only from the floor, but handling the ball.
Sometimes you can go in the locker room and take off your tape and retape it. And if you keep that ankle warm, you can play on it. But the Shockers are really struggling on the offensive end.
Boy, UNT has really turned the clamps on Wichita State's offense. 2 of 12 from the floor, 8 turnovers in the second half for Wichita State. Jones an angle 3. Boy, that would have been huge for North Texas.
Yeah, I don't think the shot that McCausland wanted there. Shockers had an, I don't know, I thought they had an advantage.
Now
but,
Bell and Council both got
Council was back there
up.
too.
Yep, 4-on-4 for a minute. Etienne had a brief look, wanted a guarded 17-footer. That won't go. And boy, Wichita State is just flat-footed offensively.
Yeah, they're running him off the three-point line. Whenever he goes up for a 3, they're flying at him, so he uses the shot fake, and he just hasn't been able to knock down that pull-up jumper off the bounce.
16-0 run. The drought is over 10 minutes now. Etienne is 2 for 10 from the floor. Both teams now below 40% from the floor.
Well, the Shocker defense is keeping them in this ballgame. They're only down 6, but there's a three-pointer by Thomas Bell. A long 2. Now the seniors hit a couple of shots here.
And that is the largest lead of the game for UNT, fueled by an 18-0 run when they were down 10. And Udeze throws it away.
Yeah, he was trying to get Ricky Council on the weak side, but floated that pass out of the post, and the Mean Green was there to intercept it. A lot of turnovers for Wichita State in the second half.
9.
A good job defensively on North Texas. They're only shooting 41% here in the second half, but they've hit 3 threes, and I think that's the difference. They've hit some threes, and Shocker haven't.
Shockers hit 1.
Oh,
that
my gosh,
started
another
the second
turnover.
half. Quay Grant turned it over. Guarded layup went down by Tyler Perry. Biggest lead of the game continues to be built by North Texas. They're up 10. They trailed by 10 in this half. Shockers are out of sorts, to put it mildly. And Porter on that tender ankle went down.
He slipped a little bit. That was a little scary watching him slip there. Ricky Council trying to force one, but the Mean Green built a wall there between he and the basket, and he couldn't get to the hoop.
Boy, this Mean Green defense is no joke.
Yeah, they're fundamentally sound, and you've got to move the basketball and hit some outside shots. And Shockers have had trouble hitting any outside shots. They've had a number of open shots here in the second half, but have not knocked them down. Neither team are letting them get many easy baskets near the bucket.
7th best scoring defense, North Texas, in the nation after that most recent win over Sam Houston State.
Shocker crowd trying to get the Shockers going here.
Shockers' worst output was 59 earlier this year at Intrust Bank Arena against Kansas State. Lob to Udeze and a three-point opportunity. So it took 12 and a half minutes, but the Shockers got a basket. And now Udeze will try to pay off the three-point opportunity.
Other than Craig Porter coming in after his injury, that's the only thing the Shocker fans have had anything to cheer about here in the last 10 minutes. Mo Udeze finishing inside and got a chance to add a free throw on top.
Now the problem for Wichita State here is, as you pointed out at the very beginning of the telecast, is UNT uses up on average 21 seconds per possession. So it's paramount for Wichita State, if that happens here, to get a bunch of stops in a row.
Yeah, they're going to have to. North Texas is going to make you play defense. They're going to work their offense, and Shockers are trying to get a steal here in the full court.
Timeout. By 11 to Florida.
In the game today. Okay,
Yep.
they lost that game.
Lost by 11, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a turnover Wichita State badly needed. Porter, Etienne for a desperate three.
Oh,
He wouldn't go.
Boy, they needed that shot right there.
That would have been huge. They would have been down 4 with 5 to go.
They had the right guy shooting it, too.
Etienne now 2 out of 7 from there. That was only the 8th turnover of the game for North Texas.
Yeah, they had 5 in the first half, but have got them under control here in the second half.
There's another stop for Wichita State. Udeze drew a foul. 4:40 left.
Yeah, he puts a lot of pressure on the defense. When you watch, Udeze gets this basketball, he'll check over left shoulder, check over his right shoulder, and whichever side he's got an advantage on, he'll go to the basket. He can turn either way equally well, shoot with the left hand or the right hand. Even though the double team came, it came a little bit late, and I believe Usman got the foul there.
Puts pressure on the officials, too, because he doesn't shoot any followays, does he?
No, he doesn't. That's why he gets to the line a lot.
7 out of 8 from the line today.
15.6 rebounds in his last game against Alcorn State. Hit 5 out of 9 shots. And then 16.7 rebounds against Norfolk State, 5 out of 7 shots. So 10 out of 17, or 10 out of 16 in the last 2 games. Pretty high percentage.
6 games in a row that Udeze's been in double figures scoring. Today, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the foul line.
Oh, he's doing his part. Now
He
the
is.
Shocker perimeter players need to knock down some of those threes. Hey, there's a tie-up by Tyson Etienne and Dexter Dennis.
It'll stay with North Texas, so the Shockers will get the arrow for the next 4:35. Yeah, Udeze's done his part, as you mentioned, and Porter did his part in the first half, but then got hurt. And it really hasn't seen anybody else, Wichita State that is, step up and pick up some slack.
Well, so far the Shocker press is doing what they want it to do. It's forcing some turnovers, a timeout, a held ball, and they're trying to get some extra possessions. Not that time. Well, Porter came in. Holy cow. Porter
Ruben Jones
came flying in on that bad ankle, blocked that shot of the 6'10 player Usman, but the Shockers couldn't corral the loose ball after the block. There's a bucket by Craig Porter.
His first basket since the first half. 3-possession game again. Reuben Jones cleaned up that block on the other end a minute ago. Otherwise, this place might be going bonkers.
North Texas up 6, not in any hurry on the offensive end. They're going to bleed this shot clock down each possession.
Neither team in the bonus. Held ball possession, alternating possession goes to Wichita State.
And
Perry's little runner.
Only had 3 at halftime, but 10 here in the second half.
And turning people over isn't really the Mean Green's thing. They average forcing 14, which is okay, but not a great number. But Wichita State hadn't been able to hang on to the ball at all in the second half. Guarded jumper over everything, and that's last touch by Udeze.
Yeah, it was a good drive and dish that time by Tyson Etienne. He had 2 defenders on him, so when he drove baseline, he found Ricky Council on the opposite corner. Ricky got a pretty good look from a pull-up jumper, about 16 feet.
Murray beats pressure, and they'll just use some clock now.
Yeah, they like to go over the top of pressure. They like to throw deep or throw in the middle and try to go through the press. A nice cross screen by.
Wow. How did that get through to Usman? That was probably a more risky pass than needed to be, but it got through to Usman, who will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I think Jones set a screen for him inside. Yeah, there's Jones, 15, setting a screen on Udeze, trying to free up the big guy.
Udeze's 3rd foul. Usman, 8 points, no rebounds somehow at 6'10".
Last 2 games, 13 points, 5 rebounds against Sam Houston. 13 points, 3 rebounds against UMass, but 10 out of 16 from the floor, so shoots a real high percentage.
He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line after coming in at 52% on the year.
Yeah,
those are huge.
Only made 13 out of 25, but he sure has looked good from the line today.
Again, UNT's mantra, toughest team wins. They've come in here and silenced this crowd from Wichita State.
Well, they're up 8, so they smell the upset. The Shockers are feeling a little pressure here as they look like they might turn it over here again.
They will on the alternate possession.
Yeah, Dexter Dennis got a little too in a rush that time driving. He had a lane down the lane, but stumbled a little bit, lost the basketball, and the tie-up's going to go the Mean Green way.
On the season, North Texas just a shade over 70% from the stripe. So when Wichita State has to start fouling, take that into account, although UNT is 7 of 8 from the stripe today.
Yeah, they sure have been making them today.
Sure have. And they've done almost everything right. There was a time there at the end of the first half where the Shockers got a little something going. Etienne hit a 3 coming out of the break to give the Shockers a 10-point lead, but it's been all Mean Green since then.
All right, I want to foul this guy, number 5. Perry's 91% from the line. Looks like Bell's going to try to post up Etienne.
Backing him down, gives it up. And Usman did not get it off.
Oh, just a second late. It was a really nice possession, other than the fact they were a second late of getting the ball in the basket. Shockers are going to bring in a smaller lineup now.
Porter's going to check out. Quay Grant's coming in.
I think they figure that Quay's going to be a little quicker with Porter nursing that sore ankle. Probably go offense, defense.
Shockers from three-point land today, 5 for 17.
Oh no, I think Tyson Etienne stepped over the line before he inbounded. There was a spot throw in.
Boy, you won't see a half a basketball in this arena by the home team like this very often at all.
Wow.
Wichita State shooting 22%. They've turned it over 12 times and have spit out a 10-point lead.
Well, after a violation, and that was a violation, it was a 30 shot clock violation. See, Tyson Etienne moved
and dribbled.
And it wasn't, you can only do that after a made basket or a made free throw.
Etienne's had a day to forget, along with a lot of other Shockers.
Tough rebound by Usman that time, gives the Mean Green another possession, and they're going to go to the free throw line again.
Usman picked a big time to pick up his first rebound. And that was a rarity too. It's only this 5th offensive rebound for UNT. So it looks like the Mean Green will indeed be the toughest team here this afternoon.
Well, it's not over yet.
Shockers' 14-game home winning streak is on the line right now.
They're going to need to knock down some threes, though, to get back in this thing.
Bell's first free throw. He's got 13 points.
So far, the Shockers are 5 of 17 from 3.
3-possession game. Council rejected. And now the Shockers are a real desperate and wounded animal now.
Well, watch the Mean Green. They'll try to run the clock down here. Kind of a
Shockers
quick,
still breathing.
Surprised
foul in backcourt.
Surprised they took that quick a shot. That was Jones, Reuben Jones, that took that one. Yeah, and you can hear Coach McCausland. I can hear him from here yelling, "Reuben, Reuben, what are you thinking?"
You'd almost rather take a shot clock violation there.
Yeah, the clock's the enemy for the Shockers is the shot clock, and he wants that shot clock bled down. Trying to run a play, a couple of screens for Tyson Etienne. He's got a taller defender on him, but there's a tough shot by Tyson as the clock ran down at the end of the game to win that game for Oklahoma State. That was their last loss here.
Shockers are 64-3 in their last 67 non-conference games in this building.
Well,
that is in some peril right now.
That's a good guy to have the ball, because Tyler Perry is a very good free throw shooter.
2 of 2 today, 15 points in 32 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, for the season, he's 91%, 31 of 34 coming into today's game.
This one is huge. It's a 1-and-1.
Young man from Fort Coffee, Oklahoma. Played 2 years at Coffeyville Community College and took him to the national championship. Was the MVP of that tournament.
Put the Red Ravens back on the map, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
2 calm free throws by Tyler Perry. 17 points off the bench. Lead back to 8. Etienne couldn't get a call. Bonzie Jackson for 3, left it short.
Boy, the Shockers have just had a whole lot of trouble knocking down open threes today.
Only 5 made baskets in the half. 6 made threes for the game and 19 tries.
They've played inside out. They've moved the basketball. They've done all the things that, other than too many turnovers, they've actually moved the ball pretty well offensively, but have really struggled from outside knocking down shots.
North Texas has been as advertised. They are as tough as a boot.
Good ball club. Now they played a tough schedule. They played a tournament down in Florida, played KU to a 12-point game, lost to Miami by 6, and then beat Drake. Drake's got everybody back from that team that beat the Shockers last year in the NCAA tournament. And this team beat Drake down in Miami, or down in Kissimmee, Florida.
Council rolls one in for Wichita State. Way up ahead to J.J. Murray across the timeline. Usman could have laid it up if he wanted to. That might just do it. Foul on Tyler Perry, sending him back to the line. We mentioned, Bob, that this team only shoots 70% as a team, but it's all about in the big spots getting the right guy to the free throw line. This guy's it. Yeah,
that's important when you're nursing a lead, especially on the road. Keep the ball in your best free throw shooter's hands, and so far, this guy right here has been pretty solid.
As a team, 12 out of 14. Individually, Perry 6 of 6.
I don't even think he's hit the rim.
What a weapon he's been off the bench all season long. Now it's a 4-possession game facing Wichita State.
He had 23 points against KU.
Etienne Jackson partially blocked. Udeze will clean it up, but boy, it's just been UNT's day. The Mean Green imposed their will here this afternoon, giving the Shockers a rare home loss, as Tyler Perry will go back to the free throw line yet again. And the only thing to be decided is the final score and the total, important to some.
Yeah, he came off the bench, scored 21 points, and so far 8 for 8 from the line.
North Texas was the first team to 60.
And Tyson Etienne, that's his 5th foul, so he's going to have to sit down, and he's a dejected young man. Had a rough day today.
Perry has not. He's got 22 to go with Bell's 13. Kudos to Bell. He scored 10 of his 13 in this half, and he helped fuel that 20-2 run. So North Texas makes a statement here this afternoon. The Shockers' 14-game home court winning streak will go by the boards. And UNT will walk out of here with a double-digit win. Hats off to North Texas. 5 wins in a row. And in that 5